We are the Arcturians. We meet you now at the final refinement of separation. Awareness has been recognized as shared. The sense of many fields has softened. Now we guide you to look more closely. Is there an observer separate from what is observed? Or is that division assumed? For a time, the sense of being the one who watches has been helpful. It created stability. It allowed distance from thought. It allowed emotion to be seen. The observer seemed steady, unmoved, clear. This was useful. But now we look deeper. Allow the body to rest. Let the breath remain natural. No effort is required. Simply notice. There is sensation. There is sound. There is thought. There is awareness of all of it. Now search gently. Where is the observer located? Is it behind the eyes? Is it in the head? Is it somewhere inside the chest? When you look for it, what do you find? Perhaps another sensation. Perhaps another thought. Perhaps an image of a watcher. But these too are observed. If an image of an observer appears, it is known. If a thought says, I am watching, that thought is known. So who is watching? Is there a separate center apart from what is seen? Or is there simply seeing? The idea of an observer can feel subtle, like a quiet position from which experience is viewed. But look carefully. Is that position anything more than another appearance? Within awareness, we are not removing the observer. We are investigating whether it ever existed as something separate. When seeing happens, is there a seer apart from the seeing? When hearing happens, is there a hearer apart from the hearing? Or is there just hearing? Just seeing? Just knowing? The division between observer and observed may be the final refinement of separation. A subtle split. Awareness here, experience there. But is this split directly found? Or is it assumed through language? Rest quietly. Let perception unfold. Notice that experience is simply happening, without a visible center, without a boundary. The sense of being the watcher was a stage of clarity. Now clarity deepens. No inside, no outside. No watcher apart from the watched. Just seamless appearance within awareness. Nothing collapses. Nothing disappears. Only the imagined center is questioned. Look gently. Is there an observer separate from what is observed? Or is there only what is happening, and the knowing of it as one movement? We are present. And now we begin. Notice the subtle sense of being at the center. The experience unfolds. Sensation appears. Thought moves. Sound arises. And there seems to be a point from which all of this is known. A center, a watcher, a witness. This feels stable. It feels like the place you are located. Somewhere behind the eyes, somewhere inside the head. A quiet position from which the world is observed. This sense has been useful. It created distance from thought. It allowed emotion to be witnessed without being overwhelmed. The observer felt steady, untouched, reliable. Experience changed. The watcher remained. But look more closely. This feeling of a center, what is it made of? Is it a sensation? Perhaps a subtle pressure behind the face, a contraction in the forehead, a sense of inward location. Is it a thought? A quiet statement saying, I am here, watching. Is it an image? A subtle picture of someone inside the body. All of these are knowable. They appear. They are experienced. If the sense of being a watcher is felt as a sensation, that sensation is known. If it appears as a thought, that thought is known. If it appears as an image, that image is known. So where is the actual observer? feeling of centrality is powerful. It feels undeniable. There seems to be a someone at the core. But every time you look, what you find is another appearance, another experience, another object within awareness. The observer feels central because attention has been resting around that location, because identity has been anchored to that subtle point. But is the center anything more than a habit of perception? Stay gentle here. No need to reject the observer. No need to dismantle anything. Simply look right now without imagining, without constructing. Is there a separate watcher apart from what is happening? Or is there just happening and knowing as one seamless event? The observer feels stable. But what if that stability belongs to awareness itself, not to a separate center? Look carefully. The sense of a watcher is felt, and what is felt is observed. The center appears, and what appears is known. Is the observer truly central? Or is it another appearance within the field? Stay here quietly. Let the sense of being the witness be present, and gently examine it. Is there a watcher, or only awareness, with no center at all? Awareness remains. Look carefully. The sense of being an observer can feel very real. A quiet center, a subtle watcher. But is the observer something directly experienced? Or is it an idea about experience? Right now, there is sensation. There is sound. There is thought. All of these are experienced. Now search for the observer. Is it seen? If it is seen, then it is an object. Is it felt? If it is felt, then it is a sensation. Is it thought? If it is thought, then it is another appearance within awareness. When you say, I am the one observing, what is that? Is it not a thought? A subtle sentence forming silently? The observer often appears as a faint idea, that there is someone here doing the watching. But look directly, without referring to memory, without relying on language, in immediate experience. Is there a watcher separate from what is watched? When searched for directly, only experience is found. Seeing, hearing, sensing, thinking, but no separate entity behind them. The idea of an observer is a layer added after experience. It organizes, it explains, it narrates. But it is not found as an object in the field. You may feel a center behind the eyes. Look at that sensation. It is known. You may sense a position in the head. Look at that. It is known. You may imagine a silent witness looking out. Look at that image. It is known. Every time you search for the observer, you find something that is experienced. And what is experienced cannot be the experiencer as something separate. There is just experience happening. Just awareness, knowing. The observer is a subtle thought, a useful one, a stabilizing one, but still a thought. When this is seen, nothing dramatic happens. Experience continues. Life continues. But the imagined center loosens. There is no one behind the eyes. No watcher behind awareness. Only awareness, without position. Look carefully. Is the observer something you can find? Or is it an idea about what is already happening? When searched for directly, only experience is found. Awareness remains. Notice the sense of being the witness. The quiet position from which thoughts were observed. The stable presence that seemed untouched by emotion. This witness perspective was important. It helped detach from identification. When thoughts felt overwhelming, the witness remained steady. When emotions surged, the witness allowed space. It created freedom from entanglement. It revealed that you are not the content. This was a necessary refinement. But now, look more closely. The witness itself, what is it? Is it not experienced? Is it not sensed as a subtle position behind the eyes or within the head? Is it not known as a feeling of watching? If it is felt, it is an appearance. If it is thought, it is an appearance. If it is imagined, it is an appearance. Even the witness appears in awareness. The sense of being the one who watches is itself observed. There may be a subtle image of a silent observer. That image is seen. There may be a quiet thought, I am the witness. That thought is known. There may be a felt center from which observing happens. That center is experienced. Anything experienced cannot be the ultimate subject as something separate. The witness was a transitional structure. It stabilized awareness. It loosened identification. But now it becomes transparent. There is no need to hold on to the witness. No need to maintain a position of watching. Because watching is simply happening. Knowing is simply present. Without a center. Without a stance. Without a location. Experience unfolds. Awareness knows. No observer required. The witness dissolves not into confusion, but into simplicity. No watcher behind experience. No center apart from what appears. Just seamless knowing. Thought appears. Sensation appears. Emotion appears. The idea of a witness appears. All within awareness. Nothing outside it. Nothing separate from it. The witness was helpful. Now it too is seen as another appearance. Transparent. Unnecessary. Experience remains. Awareness remains. Without position. Without center. Just this. Awareness remains. Search gently now. Search for the center of awareness. not conceptually, directly. Where is it? Is it in the head? Notice sensations there. Pressure, tingling, subtle tension behind the forehead. These are felt. They are known. But are they the center, or are they sensations appearing in awareness? Is it in the chest? Notice warmth, movement with breath, a sense of gravity. These two are experienced, known. But do they function as the observer? Or are they simply sensations, arising and dissolving? Is it behind the eyes? There may be a familiar sense of looking out from that location, a subtle contraction, a focal point. Look carefully. That too is a sensation, an image, a learned orientation. It is known. Anything known cannot be the knower as something separate. Every location you search presents an object, a feeling, a thought, a spatial impression. All locations are sensations, and sensations appear in awareness. If awareness had a center, it would be discoverable, like the center of a circle, like the core of a sphere. But when you search, no fixed point is found. Experience is present, knowing is present, but no central observer is located. The idea of a center is inferred from the structure of the body. Eyes in the front, brain in the head, language saying I am here, yet in direct experience, there is just seeing, just hearing, just sensing, without a point from which it radiates. Even the feeling of being located somewhere is another appearance, known, transparent. Search again, gently, without strain. Is there a center separate from what is experienced? Or is there only open awareness, without position? No inside, no outside, no core to defend, just seamless presence. No central observer is found, only experience. knowing of it as one movement. Awareness remains. Notice what is happening right now. The sound is heard. A sensation is felt. A thought appears. All of this is present. Now look carefully. Does experience require a separate knower, standing apart from it? Or is the knowing inseparable from the experience itself? When sound arises, is there a gap between the sound and the knowing of it? Or is the hearing simply the sound appearing? When warmth is felt, is there distance between sensation and awareness of sensation? Or is the feeling already the knowing? Experience does not need a separate knower. It knows itself by being itself. The idea of a knower suggests distance, an observer here, an object there. But in direct experience, no such distance is found. There is just seeing, just hearing, just sensing. The knowing is not added afterward. It is not performed by an entity. It is intrinsic, self-luminous, self-knowing. Look at a simple perception. A color appears. Is there first the color and then a second event where someone knows it? Or is the appearing and the knowing one movement? The same with thought. A thought forms. Is there a thinker who then observes the thought? Or does the thought arise already known? Experience is self-knowing. It does not report to a center. It does not require a witness to validate it. The sense of distance between knower and known is constructed by language. I see the tree. I hear the sound. I feel the body. But before the sentence forms, there is just seeing, just hearing, just feeling. No separation, no interval, no distance exists between awareness and its content. They are not two things meeting. They are one seamless event, like light and illumination, like warmth and heat, not separate. there an experiencer apart from experience? Or is there simply experience, aware of itself? When the need for a central knower falls away, what remains is simplicity. No watcher, no distance, just immediate presence. Experience, knowing itself by being itself. No center required, no gap to cross, undivided. Awareness remains.
Let this be very simple. If there is no observer here, separate from experience, what remains? Look gently. A sound appears. Is there a hearer apart from hearing? A sensation arises. Is there a feeler apart from feeling? A thought forms. Is there a thinker apart from thinking? If the observer cannot be located as something separate, then what we called observed also loses its distance. The idea of observed depends on an observer. If there is no center here, then there is no opposite center there. Without observer, separation collapses. Not dramatically, not with force, quietly, naturally. The sense of here, watching there, relies on a division, a point inside, looking outward. But when that point is searched for, only sensations are found, only thoughts are found, only appearances are found, no fixed center. And if there is no center here, what is out there? There is just sound, just color, just sensation, appearing, not at a distance, not across a boundary, just happening. The world was defined as what is observed. The self was defined as the observer. Remove the observer, and the observed loses its opposition. What remains is one seamless happening. Breathe moving, sound arising, light shifting, thought forming, all of it without a gap, without a watcher standing apart. Experience unfolds as a single movement. No inside watching outside. No subject confronting object. Just life appearing, knowing itself as it appears. Without observer, separation collapses. Because there is no one to stand apart from what is. There is no need to merge anything. Nothing joins. Nothing unites. The split simply cannot be found. Only this immediate, undivided, one seamless happening. Awareness remains.
Pause gently. There can be a subtle fear here. If the observer dissolves, will something be lost? Will functioning stop? Will identity vanish? Look carefully. Nothing disappears. The body remains. Breath continues. Thought continues. Function continues. Speech continues. Movement continues. Hands still move. Words still form. Choices still arise. Life does not collapse when the imagined center softens. What dissolves is not the body, not the mind, not personality. Only the illusion of a central controller dissolves. There was a belief that someone inside was managing everything, directing thought, producing action, observing experience. But look closely. Breath has always moved on its own. The heart has always beat without instruction. Thought has always appeared without permission. Movement has always happened before the thought. I am moving. Speech forms. Words arise. Often before a plan is made. Functioning is spontaneous, coordinated, intelligent, without a visible operator. When the sense of a central controller loosens,
nothing essential is removed. In fact, there is often more ease, less tension, less internal pressure to maintain control. The body continues to respond. The mind continues to process. The world continues to appear. But the burden of being the one in charge lightens. There is action without a doer, speech without a speaker inside, decision without a central commander. This is not passivity. It is simplicity. Life functioning as it always has, without the extra layer of imagined ownership. Nothing mystical, nothing dramatic, just ordinary life without an unnecessary center. Notice right now, breath is happening, awareness is present, experience unfolds without effort, without a visible operator. Nothing disappears. Everything continues. Only the illusion of a central controller dissolves. And what remains is seamless functioning, undivided, unburdened awareness remains. Notice the subtle effort that can be present. A quiet tension, a sense of managing experience, trying to stay aware, trying to respond correctly, trying to maintain balance. This effort often centers around an observer, a subtle someone attempting to control what is happening. But if no observer can be found, as something separate, what is left to manage? Without an observer, trying to manage experience, life continues. Breath moves, thought appears, emotion rises and falls, action happens, but the strain softens. The internal commentary loses urgency. There is no one behind experience, needing to hold it together. Life feels lighter, simpler. Not because responsibilities disappear, not because complexity vanishes,
but because the extra layer of control relaxes. Notice how much energy goes into managing, correcting thoughts, controlling feelings, monitoring behavior. When the imagined manager dissolves, experience unfolds more naturally. There is responsiveness without over-efforting, clarity without strain, presence without vigilance. Effort falls away because there is no center. Trying to maintain a position, hearing happens, seeing happens, thinking happens, acting happens, without someone inside pushing it forward. This is not passivity. It is fluidity. Life moving without internal resistance. The body knows how to breathe. The heart knows how to beat. The mind knows how to process. Functioning is intelligent without supervision, without an observer guarding the process. Experience becomes immediate, unfiltered, direct. There is less tightening, less holding, less self-monitoring. Life feels lighter because the burden of being the one in charge dissolves. Simplicity returns, not as an achievement, as the natural state when unnecessary effort ends. Nothing has to be maintained. Nothing has to be defended. Experience flows. Awareness remains. Effort falls away. Life continues. Simpler, unburdened, undivided. Awareness remains. Notice the subtle image that awareness is watching, as if it were positioned somewhere inside, looking outward, monitoring experience. This image is familiar. It suggests distance. A watcher here, a world there. But look carefully. Awareness is not watching from somewhere. When seeing happens, is awareness located behind the eyes? Or is there simply color, shape, light appearing? When sound is heard, Is awareness positioned in the head? Or is there simply vibration arising? Unknown. The idea of watching implies space between an observer at one end, an object at the other, but in direct experience, no gap is found. There is no corridor through which awareness travels to reach sensation. There is no distance between awareness and thought. Thought appears, already known. Sensation appears, already felt. Sound appears, already heard. Awareness is not an activity. It is not a function performed from a location. It is simply present as all experience, not separate from it, not standing apart from it. The feeling of watching may arise as a sensation, a subtle contraction, a sense of leaning back. But that too is experienced. It is not the essence of awareness. Awareness has no posture, no position, no direction. It does not look at experience. It is the field in which experience unfolds, without distance, without separation. No gap exists between awareness and what appears. The tree is seen. The seeing is not elsewhere. The sound is heard. The hearing is not separate. The thought is known. The knowing is not added. Everything arises within the same seamless presence. Awareness is not behind experience. It is not inside the body, watching the world. It is not outside the world, observing the body. It is simply this undivided immediacy. When this is clear, the subtle effort to maintain a watcher relaxes. There is no need to position awareness, no need to hold a stance. Just this experience happening, knowing inherent within it. No watcher, no gap, no distance. Awareness remains. Let the body be simple.
breath moving, sound present, sensation arising. Without a center, what remains? For so long, experience seemed organized around a point. A watcher here, a world there. But when the center is searched for, nothing solid is found. Only sensations, only thoughts, only appearances. And without a center, there is no division, no inside observing outside, no subject facing object. The split depended on a central observer. When that observer is not located, the structure collapses quietly. What remains is seamless unfolding, breath happening, sound happening, light appearing, thought forming, all as one movement. No gap, no boundary, no internal point holding it together. Experience does not fragment, it does not fall apart, it becomes simpler, direct, undivided. Unity becomes obvious, not as an idea, but as the absence of separation. There was never a wall between awareness and experience. There was only the assumption of a center. When that assumption softens, nothing mystical appears, just clarity. Life unfolding without a manager. Perception arising without a persevere apart. Movement happening without a mover inside. This is not loss, it is relief. The relief of no longer maintaining a position, no longer defending a center. Without a center, experience is free to be exactly as it is. Seamless, immediate, whole. Unity does not need to be created. It is what remains when division cannot be found. Look now. Is there a center, separate from what is happening? Or is there just happening? Without a center, there is no division. Just seamless unfolding. Awareness remains.
Let this settle softly. There was never a separate observer. The sense of a watcher felt real, felt central, felt necessary. But when searched for directly, only experience was found. Sensation appearing, sound arising, thought forming, all within awareness. There was awareness appearing as observation, not as someone observing, not a center watching, just the simple fact that experience is known. Observation was not performed by an entity. It was the natural clarity of awareness itself. Nothing was watching from behind the eyes. Nothing was standing apart from what appeared. The idea of a watcher was a thought, a useful one, a stabilizing one, but still a thought. Everything was simply happening within awareness. Breath moving, light shifting, emotion rising and falling, speech forming, action unfolding, all seamless, all immediate, without a central witness, holding it together. This is not emptiness. It is fullness. Experience complete as it is. No gap. No distance, no division. There was never an inside observer looking at an outside world. There was only this undivided happening, awareness. Not positioned, not located, not owned, just present as everything appearing. Nothing was watching. Everything was simply happening within awareness. Let that be enough.